guys, I tested out the Equine Eye in my barn today, and I'm gonna let you know what I thought about it. As you can see, she is magnetic, so she sticks to any magnetic surface, which is really nice. So now I can watch Superman at all times. When he's in the cross ties, I know exactly what he's doing. Spoiler alert, he doesn't really do anything because he's just a horse standing there. There, look, he's pawing a little bit, and now we all know about it because we seen it. But it is nice, I guess, if you were getting a new horse used to cross ties, you could be up in the tack room and not worry about them. Then I set it up in my mare's stall so that when I took Superman on a hack, I could see the range on this thing. Again, because of the magnetic mount, it was super easy to just plop it onto the metal grate in her stall. And then I took Superman for a ride to see how far the range was. So as you can see, we could still see her. We're outside the barn at this point. I'm already on Superman, and we can see what Ahsoka is doing. I think she's eating dust because there's not hay there. She's wondering, where did my hay go? Well, you ate it 30 seconds ago, mama. Also, as you can see, I don't have great cell service at the barn, and the phone and camera were still able to connect. I think if you had zero cell service, you're in bad luck, but like, how is the Equine Eye supposed to like create its own cell tower? Okay, there I was pretty far from the barn, and I was still able to check on Ahsoka. Just more riveting content, guys, as she is, just sniffing the ground. Now Superman and I are heading all the way down the driveway, so we're pretty far from the barn at this point. You can't even see it, and I was still able to check on Ahsoka. I still had super clear video. It was a little slow. You can see the frames drop a little bit, but considering how bad the cell service is at my barn, the fact that we were getting any video was still pretty impressive. Then I moved over to the jump field, which is on the other side of the property, and again, was still able to check on Ahsoka. You may be wondering, what is she up to? Oh, she's just standing there. I think she's taking a nap, maybe? I don't know, I can't see her head. I don't know what she's up to, but she looked like she's taking a nap. Then Superman and I completely left the property, and we were still able to check on Ahsoka. Which means if you're at a show, you could totally walk cross country and still be able to see your horses on the trailer. Case in point, you can mount it on the side of your trailer, so if your horses are tied to the trailer, you can keep an eye on them. And obviously the thing that they're known for, you can mount it inside your trailer and keep an eye on them while you're driving them. And of course, you can turn your phone to the side so you get a better view of what is happening in the trailer. The picture and sound quality are all really good, and the camera itself felt durable enough that I didn't feel bad that like at one point Ahsoka body checked it and another point I just dropped it clean in the mud. So here's some initial thoughts on the Equine Eye after having used it for a day. First and foremost, the Equine Eye does what it says it's going to do, right? It doesn't require Wi-Fi, it connects to your phone through cellular, and so you can plop it somewhere and connect it through your phone. Some people asked in the comments on my video yesterday, oh, can I put this in a stall in my barn that has zero cell service, zero internet service, and can I use it? Well, no, because it's a camera. It's not a 5G tower. So if you're at a place where there is no cell signal at all, it can't transmit to your phone, because how would it do that? It couldn't. You got to get the information from one place to the other using a medium of either Wi-Fi or cell. If you're 0 bars anywhere, it's not going to magically work for you. We're hoping that you could stick this camera in your foaling stall, in your super remote barn, and be back at your house and still be able to see the camera. You're not going to be able to do that just because that's not physically possible with the technology that humans have right now. Obviously, because of the magnet mounting, you can stick this bad boy pretty much anywhere, provided there's a magnetic surface. I stuck it in my stall. I stuck it so I could watch the cross ties. I stuck it on my trailer because, as we saw, the range on it is pretty far, right? So I would feel comfortable sticking that on the outside of my trailer, say if I had the horses tied to the outside of the trailer. And both my horses tie really well the outside of the trailer, but you just want to be sure. So I felt like I could stick the camera there and then go walk my cross country course and come back, right? And be able to look on my phone and make sure that everybody's doing okay. They haven't gotten stuck in a hay net or like choking on air or whatever it is horses do. I think if you have good cell signal in your barn and you want to stick it in your barn and be able to check up on your horse when you're not in the stall, that's something that would obviously be really nice for you. I'm not going to do that because the people at my barn are very good and I don't feel the need to spy on them. I think the greatest strength that the Equine Eye has is the fact that it is so mobile. The best thing about this is that you can move it really easily. The app is pretty straightforward to use. I will say if you close the app, it does have to reestablish the connection again. So if you like went to go change your music when you were in your car and you go back to the app, it does have to reestablish the connection to the camera, because I think the connection between the camera and your phone is encrypted so that nobody else can like get into your feed. So it has to reestablish that encrypted connection every time. And it was nice to be able to test this at my barn in Florida, which has like really bad cell service. It doesn't have no cell service, it just has bad cell service. And it was still able, my phone and the camera were still able to talk to one another. Sometimes you had to like reestablish the connection and try a couple times, but that's just sort of that kind of the finickiness that you are going to get from any internet related thing. And I found once it is connected, it doesn't disconnect unless you close the app or turn off the camera or do something like that. I was told after asking that the camera battery, when it's not connected to solar, actually lasts 30 days. So that's plenty for what it advertises it is. The Equine Eye is what it says it is. Put whatever SIM card you want. So if you know your area, say, is really good for AT&T, but T-Mobile doesn't work out there, you can get an AT&T SIM card and it'll connect just fine. This is not a cell tower. It's just a camera. It is pretty durable. Ahsoka did knock this bad boy straight to the ground when I put it into her stall, because she said, "What is that?" And she body checked it. And it's fine. She's fine. I will say also the camera does stay pretty clean, because Ahsoka at one point just shoved her whole nostril. Just shoved this right up her nostril. And then when she backed out, I could still see the stall really clearly. So as of right now, 1 day of using this and not in a use case, you know, under pressure at a show or on a trailer, I would give this a 9 out of 10, just because sometimes the camera app is a little finicky. When you close the app and go and have to reestablish the connection, that can be like a tiny bit of a headache. Magnet is also really strong, guys. This is a really strong magnet. So when it sticks to something and you want to take it off again, you gotta really want it. Which I would rather it be a strong magnet than a weak magnet that just falls off all of the time. So, you know, you pick your poison. These are my thoughts so far. Pretty happy with it. Pretty excited that I got it. It's something I would never really buy for myself, but it's a cool thing to have once you have it. If you're at a showgrounds that has sufficient enough cell signal, you could stick this into your stall at the showgrounds so that you can check up on your horse when you're back at the hotel or something. It's a great thing for peace of mind. You know, it's not a demand. It's not going to save your horse. This camera doesn't, you know, if your horse is cast on the side of the wall, it's not going to grow arms and go get it. So for peace of mind, I will say this thing does exactly what it is advertised. So if you're looking for something like that, this is certainly a really great option compared to a lot of the other things I've seen. It's easy to use, easy to set up, and most importantly, super easy to move around.